everyone, it's my birthday today, so you are invited to come along with me on this special birthday lark. So without further ado, let's go and see what the Thames has left out in terms of muddy birthday presents. I've come along to one of my favourite places where I first started to mudlark years ago, not far from Greenwich. It's one of these very, very special places that has changed so much over the years, a bit like me. And there's been a lot of rain recently, so the foreshore is nice and clean. Well, I've spotted what could be my first birthday find. Well, today it's actually the Friday before my birthday, to be honest with you. But the day that you're watching this, it's my birthday, so look, can you see what I'm looking at just down there? Now, it's always exciting when you spot something because you just don't know what it might be. Like this here. Is it a coin? Is it a bottle top? Is it a token? There, can you see? Just there. What is it? Or some kind of label? I think some kind of label. Rather than a hammered coin, that would have been a little bit too good to be true, wouldn't it? So what is this? Looks like the Thames may have given me something to do a little bit of research on. Let's give it a rinse. Hawes. Hawes. Something, is it ironworks? Bishop Staunton. Some kind of little label, isn't it? Well, lovely. I love that kind of thing. Something that I can research when I get home. Pretty pretty, isn't it? I think I can see present number 2 here under a stone. What's it going to be this time? Look, just down here. Looks like the end of a fork. Rather a big fork as well, by the looks of it. Let's move the stone. Okay. Well, is there any decoration on it? I don't know, there might be. What's that? It's like part of a clock or something, part of a watch maybe. Let's give this a little rinse. Yeah, there is some kind of little pattern on there. I'll clean that up when I get home. Okay, we're doing all right so far. A piece of fork and a little bit of, well, what looks like a copper alloy sign, or a little label rather. What's that? What is that? This looks like, yeah, I know what this is. This is a panyan pickle lid. A lid to a bottle or a jar of panyan pickles. I find a lot of these lids. I have to admit that I have never tasted panyan pickle. seen two things on either side of me actually. Which one shall I look at first? So I've seen what looks like a clay pipe down here. Just here, look. See? So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Very thoughtful of the River Thames to provide me with a clay pipe for my birthday. Or is it a pipe or is it a piece of flint? Oh, I think it is a pipe. Yes, yes, yes. This could be a birthday pipe extraction. Oh yes. Look. See there? How far is it going to go? Still going on there. Oh, it's still going on there. It's funny because I wasn't actually expecting to find a pipe today. There we are. It's kept so safe in this thick mud. It's cushioned for years and years. I mean, I feel old with it being my birthday today, but just think how old this pipe is. I can tell by the style of it that it is probably, yeah, from the early 1700s. So it's hundreds of years old. So now I feel positively young. Oh, this is great. This is great. Let's see how far it goes along. Is it still? Ah, there's the end of it, just there. There we are, look. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all for a birthday pipe. Let's get the mud off my trowel. Come on then. Come on, out with ya. Here we are, look. And as you can see, because it's been exposed to the light and the air for a while, we've got that creamy colour there. And soon, all the rest of it will be the same colour. Let's give it a little bath. There we are. There we are, look. So this pipe probably dates to the very early 1700s, I think. And I am the first person to touch it since whoever threw it away in the early 18th century. That's quite amazing, really, isn't it? There we go. Little birthday pipe extraction. Now let's go and see if I can... Actually, before we go, look, it's left a lovely pipe-shaped imprint there, which of course will be gone at the next tide. Right, back over here, let me see if I can re-find what I spotted a moment ago. Ah, yes I can. Yes, I can. Now, can you see it? Can you see it? It's just there, right in the middle of the screen. It could be a modern coin. Let's have a look. Or it could be sort of not completely modern. Now, is that a 2p? No, yes it is. It is 2p with our dear Queen Elizabeth II, who died this year, of course. I've yet to see a coin with King Charles on it, actually. I've just spotted my next birthday find. It's just down here. It's a beautiful marble. Look at that lovely colour. Now, unfortunately, there's no sun, but we can hold it up to the light. It's getting darker earlier and earlier. I need to get one of those lamps that gradually turns on in the morning so you get more light. Has anybody ever used one of those? I think I've spotted another little present down here. See if you can see it. Can you see it? It looks like a bottle stopper. Question is, what kind is it in one piece? See it just here? Yes, yes it is. Oh, that is pretty. It looks like an amber bottle stopper. That's beautiful. Well, I'm doing pretty well so far. Certainly can't complain. Oh, looks like there's a vulcanite stopper here as well. Yep. There we are, a little vulcanite bottle stopper, but I'm going to leave that because I've got quite a few of those. So thank you, River Thames, but I'll leave that. I'll leave that for somebody else. Now all that's missing is a nice diamond ring. It's got to be here somewhere. Now I'm just rushing back to my car because the parking is going to run out, but there is some pottery here which I just saw protruding out of the mud and I want to see what it is. So stick around a moment whilst I investigate and I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. It's exciting news. I found several pieces of what looks like some salt glazed or stoneware pottery, possibly a cup. There is a little maker's mark on there. And who knows, I might have enough to, well, at least partially, put it back together. So let's get going. I've got to get back to the car. The parking is going to run out any moment now, and I don't want a ticket. So I'm going to put this in my bag and hurry on back. It's been a great birthday lark. See you back at the studio. I think I just have time though for a quick skittle stop. Look at this. USB-C approved. I already have one of these. I think it's a different make though. There's also a bird box up here. I don't think I need a bird box though. Right, I've not long got back, and the first thing I did when I got in was to wash off these fragments of what I believe to be a salt glazed Georgian tavern mug, which is really exciting. I think it's from the early 1700s. It's such an unexpected find, and I think I've got quite a lot of it. It's missing the base, and I think also a little piece from the side, but I can hardly wait to try and stick it back together and to see what it's going to look like. But I wanted to show it to you before I attempt that process. You can see here a stamp, which at first I thought could be the potter's stamp, but I'm thinking it could also be a custom stamp. I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to go off now and try and stick it back together, and I'll show you very shortly how I get on.
Hi everyone, how are you? I'm whispering because it's really early in the morning, because even though that video was filmed a couple of days ago, my birthday lark, today is my actual birthday and I needed to get up quite early so that I can try and film this little roundup before I dash off to lunch with my daughter and my friend Emma. So I'm talking quite quietly because my daughter's asleep in bed And it's really early in the morning. Well, it might not be early for some of you. Probably some of you get up a lot earlier, but it's about 7:30. And actually, it's quite nice because it's pouring with rain outside and it's quite dark and it feels really nice and cosy here. So I'm hoping that I can do this roundup quite quickly, because you may not be aware, but sometimes when I do these, I have to do them over and over and over again. So I'm hoping that I can get this done quite quickly so that I can put this video out this afternoon so that you can all see it. And when you watch it, I'll be sitting in the Sail Loft restaurant in Greenwich having a nice lunch, or, well, maybe having a coffee or a tea by that time. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. So hello again. I hope you're all really well wherever you are in the world. And I do love birthdays. I can't help it. I just love birthdays. And so if you share a birthday with me on November the 20th, then happy, happy birthday. I hope that all your dreams come true in the year ahead. And if it's not your birthday today, happy birthday on your birthday. And equally, I hope that you have a wonderful year. So, isn't the Thames a great present giver? Very, very imaginative and quite a tease as well. I actually have a lovely array of finds here, so I'm going to quickly go through some of them. My favourite has got to be the object which I found at the end, which has now been patched together. And I'm going to show it to you. So look at this. Are you ready? Da-da-da! Isn't that amazing? Isn't it? Well, I'm going to turn it around now. There is a bit missing, and I really want to go back and find the rest of it next week, or as soon as there is a good tide. I'm going to get myself back there and search for it. It has to be there. But you know, the tide was dashing in when I was trying to get this out, and also my car parking was running out. And do you know, once I got a car park ticket on my birthday years and years ago, when I was living in Cornwall actually, and I wrote to the council and said, oh, but it's my birthday, you know, can you let me off? And they just wrote back and said, no, sorry. So I didn't want to try that again. So I didn't see any other pieces. I did have a good look, but I got most of them. Anyway, isn't that spectacular? And what I hope it is, and I haven't verified it yet, I'm going to check with Richard Hemery, my go-to pottery expert. I'm hoping that it's a stoneware salt-glazed tavern mug. Possibly, well, Georgian. I know it's Georgian because of this stamp here. And I have found a very, very similar one on a website called chipstone.org, which is an American website actually. And it was a couple who collected antiques, including British pottery from the 17th and 18th century. And there's a mug which is very, very similar. And it also has a mark like this. And at first I thought it might be a potter's maker's mark, but what it is actually is an excise mark, which would have been stamped on there to sort of confirm that it held the right amount of liquid. At least I think that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so this could be a partial Georgian tavern mug. Isn't that incredible? I must admit, when I first saw this protruding from the mud, I thought, oh, that looks like a bit of bellamine. And for a minute I thought I might be digging up a bellamine, but this is a good second best. And so I'm thrilled with that. It has been stuck back together pretty well, I have to say, by my good self. I think Sci-Finds would be proud. And so, yeah, I'm really, really pleased with that. And stay tuned, future videos, to see if I can find the missing piece. Now, oddly, it's also missing its bottom. It seems strange, doesn't it, that the bottom has been sliced off. I'm very proud of that. And the thing is, the pipe, which I found, also sort of dates around about the same time if they're both Georgian. So whoever was holding this tankard in their hand and having some beer could also have been holding a pipe very much like this. So it does conjure up in the imagination, doesn't it? Some person back in Georgian times sitting there, maybe in front of a fire in a tavern with their mug of ale, puffing on a pipe And isn't it wonderful how you can find things in the river and then they just bring history to life? So here is my tavern mug, which is going to go in my cabinet. And I will be on a quest to find the missing pieces or piece. Great find. Thank you very much to the River Thames. And here's the pipe again. As you can see, it's faded to its normal colour. I have consulted a pipe chart. There. Now, as you can see, there's quite an art to dating these pipes. Some of them look very, very similar. But I'm thinking it is that one there, because you see that, let's turn it the other way. The angle is very, very similar, isn't it? It's very slanted. And that one dates to 1740s-ish. I think that's what it says, yeah. No, 1700 to 1740. So, again, a good match for the tavern mug. There you are, look, take another look at it. So lovely, isn't it? What else did I get? Well, like I said, the Thames is a bit of a joker, because when I first spotted this, I thought, oh my goodness, it's a hammered coin. I mean, it does look a little bit hammered, doesn't it? It does look like a hammered coin, but it's not. It is like a copper alloy little label that would have been on, believe it or not, a watering can. It is a tag from a watering can from one of Britain's oldest watering can businesses, Hawes, which is actually still in existence. But it was started or founded in 1886 by John Hawes. And I've had a little look on the website and read up a little bit about him and the company. He started it when he was growing vanilla in Mauritius, and he wanted to be able to water the vanilla effectively because he was struggling a bit. And so he designed himself a very, very state-of-the-art watering can. And so... and then I think his vanilla was sprouting out of the ground really very successfully. And then his nephew Arthur took over the company and moved it from the Clapton Works, which is mentioned on here, to Bishop's Stortford in 1913. So this must date post 1913, so maybe, I don't know, maybe 1950 or something. And that's all that's left of the watering can. Apparently they were very, very, very perfectionist, and there was one person who was hired just to poke the holes into the rows of the watering can. So if you want a watering can, maybe Hawes is the place to go. So another lovely little birthday present with a little bit of research and a story behind it from the amazing River Thames. What else have I got? Oh, I got a very stabby fork. A very stabby fork indeed. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it's going to make a really nice little head of a bird when I get around to making something. That can be its little feathers on his head. Stick a couple of eyes and there's his little beak. But anyway, in a former life, it was a fork. A fork for what? I'm not quite sure, and it does have a little design on there. Any ideas what this fork may have been used for? If so, please let me know in the comments below. What else? Oh yes, well, I got a lovely bottle stopper. As you can see, it's always great to have a bottle stopper. Look at that one. It's a really nice amber bottle stopper. Nice marble. Never say no for a marble. I use them as eyes on my glass fish when I make my glass fish, but actually I haven't had any time to make any this year. So that is on my to-do list for as soon as I can get round to it. And last but not least, who throws Skittles in the Thames? Who throws Skittles in the Thames? The phantom Skittle thrower is at it again. Here is the Skittle. It joins my other Skittle, which I'll show you in a minute. They're different Skittles, they're different breeds of Skittles. They look very similar but different. This one is USB-C approved. The other one is WIBC ABC approved. Look at that. Twins reunited finally. But you have to wonder, how does a skittle get in the river, and why? And why? So that's it for my birthday finds. And what else was I going to say? Oh yes, so some of you may be wondering when I'm going to do the draw for the Searcher magazine, the little giveaway competition which I did a couple of weeks ago. Well, I'm actually going to do it next weekend, so do tune in for that, and let's see who's won the Searcher magazine. I'll be giving away 3 of them. And also this week, this is one of the reasons why I didn't think I was going to get a video out today, because I didn't have a lot of time to make one. I've been working on something a little bit different this week. When I was in New York, I met a street lark, or a street larker, a man named Bobby Pulio. He's actually a professional skateboarder, but he also street larks. And I'm going to put that video out on Wednesday. I did an interview with him and heard all about what he does and how, really, he is able to tell the story of the streets of New York through what he picks up. It's actually quite fascinating. And as he said, the streets are his river. So it's definitely worth a watch. So I'm going to put that out on Wednesday. So that's a bit of a treat coming. So apart from that, I don't think there's anything else. I've got all my little presents here. I've got my new shirt on, which my friend Emma gave me with butterflies on. I've got my butterfly earrings on. It's all very butterfly today. We have a butterfly theme going off for lunch. I am going to have a nice relaxing breakfast now. I think Squirrel's going to be coming soon because it's getting lighter. She usually comes and taps on the window at about 7:30 or so in the morning. So I shall look forward to that too. And yeah, just a nice relaxing day. So thank you again for sharing that little birthday mudlark along the River Thames with me. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you have a relaxing and peaceful Sunday, and that if you're at work, you still manage to have a peaceful time and that they don't work you too hard and that you can relax when you get home. I wish you a wonderful week ahead. Thank you to everybody who has commented on my videos, sent me messages, provided me with IDs, Ko-fi donations and super thanks. I appreciate every single one of them. Thank you again. So, right, that's it. I'm going to go off and have a cup of tea now, and I suggest that you do the same. Sending you lots and lots of love from London, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye. Here's Squirrel to say hello. Oh, look. Look, she's nibbling something else. Or maybe it's a present for me. Oh, look, do you know what it is? I think it's actually a peanut that she may have buried and she's actually found it, which is nothing short of a miracle. I think it's a bit of a hint because I've been trying to finish up my video for this afternoon and I've been ignoring her taps on the window. So she's gone and dug up a nut.
Have you dug up one of your found nuts? Have you? Is that nice? A nut a la earthy taste? Yes, hi. Oh yes, you've got a dirty nose. You have. You've been digging up nuts, haven't you? Well, I'm very impressed that you found them. I am. You gonna say hello to everybody? Say hello. Oh no. She's going to try and get the sunflower seeds. Okay, I'll come around and give you a nut through the windowsill of delights. Come on then. See you round in the other room.